Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you are well. Thank you indeed. A happy Thursday. It is Thursday today. Thank you so much for joining in. I think because I missed being here live on Monday and only did Tuesday. So yeah, my got the days mixed up a little bit there, but we're here Thursday. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime, and it is the 13th of March. Thank you for being here with us wherever you're joining us from. I hope that you are well. Glad you could be here with us today on Storytime, and if you're here in the Bay, please as you know, we've had rains the last couple of days, right? And so just making sure that we're staying safe out there, and of course driving a little bit slower too, just making sure that we're being careful out there on the road for ourselves and of course other road users. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And I think the worst of the storm is behind us for now, so hopefully it's all good from here now on. Thank you so much for joining in. And I know, when you think of areas like LA that were affected by the fires just a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, and with the rains coming to that can lead to landslides and so on, mudslides and so on. So hopefully there too that all the efforts that are being put in place, measures that are being put in place to ensure that to ensure everybody's safety go accordingly. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And talking about natural phenomena, well, we do have a wonderful book today to look at. Beautiful scenery to go through, and we do have one friendly tiger to take us along on this journey as we view most of the better natural things in the world. This one is written by a friend of ours here at Storytime, Dave Eggers, and illustrations by Angel Chang. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime, and this one is coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Yes, indeed, a big thank you to them for allowing us to share so many of the wonderful stories that they create out there. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you are ready for this journey, beautiful journey indeed. Most of the better natural things in the world. Thank you for being here, and and maybe you will see some of these that are touched upon. Maybe you've been, maybe you've seen, but hopefully you get to travel to some of these places as well. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime, and wishing everybody a wonderful week. I hope it has been good to you, and of course one more day after this. Well, it's still Thursday, but we have Friday, and then of course the weekend, and I hope that you do get some rest depending on what you're doing. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And let us see this morning who is with us. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? Pamela Courtney, thank you so much for joining in. And it is another rainy day out there in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Please do stay dry. yeah, look at whatever you need to do. If it's grabbing that umbrella, those rain boots, however you take care of yourselves when it is rainy days, please do so. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Story Time. It seems like it is a little bit of a season for rain out there in Natchitoches, Louisiana, but we know what other season is coming up, and it is the season for fishing and fish fry tradition. This one will be coming to us from Pamela Courtney. It will be out on May 20th. So please, please, please mark your calendars. Please, please, please tell your librarians, let them know you'd like to see a season for fishing on those shelves. And of course, then you have it pre ordered and ready on May 20th. Congratulations, Pamela Courtney, Tony D. Chambers, and of course, Farah Strauss and Giroux. Congratulations on this upcoming book. Cannot wait. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Rain in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Rain out here in the Bay. And how is it where you are? Please let us know. Even if you join us later on for the recordings, well, let us know how it is going there so we can indeed share in that information as well. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And then, of course, tomorrow we do have one more book. Dave Eggers continues, and tomorrow he brings us What Can a Citizen Do? We know this one is a favorite here at Storytime, so I hope you get to enjoy that one with us tomorrow. But for today, we have a wonderful journey ahead. Most of the better natural things in the world. This one written by Dave Eggers, of course, and illustrations by Angel Chang, and read with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please get comfortable, get cozy, get ready, as we'll be getting started with our story very, very shortly. Thank you so much for letting us know, too, how it is going out there in Ohio. Thank you indeed. You say sunny and warming up. All right. Enjoy that lovely sounding weather out there in Ohio. Thank you so much for being here. Kathy, good morning to you. And of course, Luna, sending you hugs as well. Thank you indeed for being here. Are you ready for our story? Well, get cozy, get comfortable. Well, I hope you still have your hiking boots from yesterday, because we will need them today too as we head on out. Thank you so much for joining us. And Pamela Courtney, you do have a recommendation of a book. Alan Wall's book, Yvonne Clark, Engineering Spark. Okay, this sounds amazing, and I will be looking into that as well. Thank you indeed, and permissions granted. Hopefully it is one that we can bring here to Storytime, but if not, we can still do an excerpt, we can still do a feature on it, and yeah, so others out there can get to know all about this. And Pamela Courtney, you know I trust you, so if you're recommending one, well, I'm excited for it. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Cannot wait to see it. Thank you for being here. Well, most of the better natural things in the world. Are you ready for this one? Yes. All right. I'll be right back after this short break for our book for today. Thank you for joining in.
Hi, friends. I'm Marietta Apollonio, the author and illustrator of Jack the Library Cat, and you are watching my family's favorite Story Time with Mr. Limata. Bye.
Oh, Marietta, stop it. Thank you indeed for joining in Storytime. Marietta, sending you love. Hopefully you're doing well out there in Harvard, Massachusetts. Of course, Henry, Nick, sending you love too. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Most of the better natural things in the world. This one is written by Dave Eggers, illustrations by Angel Chang. And you'll see a little tweak that I've done to this book, because when you look back, when you go back to the end of the book, it explains well, it has a little write-up on each of the landscapes featured in here, right? So you can see, like, say for example, dunes, and it'll have a picture of a dune and explain a little bit more. Glaciers, same thing. But in the book itself, and when you're in the book, and of course too, here you can see just a beautiful world map showing some of those areas that we're talking about. But when you are in the book itself, and here we go, when you see that, it just gives you the name of that land formation, that landscape, but without the write up. And so I had to just, Xerox some of those the write ups and stuck them in the front here. So it was easier to read instead of going back and forth like that. So if you do get this book from the library, it won't have this write up that is here, but you could do that as well, just if you want to easy access to the write up about each of those landscapes. So here we go. And yes, I did say Xerox. All right, step. What is this one? A wide plain, usually covered with grass or other low growth. Steppes are found in places where there are hot, dry summers and short, rainy winters. Oh, I'm telling you, like, this is such a beautiful book, such beautiful illustrations. And I know the camera doesn't always do them justice, but I hope you get a little glimpse into what this is. Yeah, so that is called a step. And it is a wide plain, usually covered with grass or other low growth. Steppes are found in places where there are hot, dry summers and short, rainy winters. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. What else is here? Where else are we going, Tiger? Well, a gorge. A gorge is a narrow valley in between steep rock formations or mountains. Gorges are often dramatic in their appearance, and at the bottom there is often a river or stream. Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful, isn't it? And there are a few places that you can visit and you see these. Yeah. The Narrows being one of them, right? A few gorge in Zambia. A narrow valley in between steep rock formations or mountains. Gorges are often dramatic in their appearance, and at the bottom there is often a river or a stream. Yeah. And if interested, you can always go and see how these formations come up. There's lots of different YouTube videos, lots of different National Geographic documentaries about all these different land formations, and other books as well. A valley, yeah, perhaps one of the common ones, right? A low range of land separating mountains or hills. Valleys often have a river flowing through. Yeah. What are some valleys near you? What are some valleys that you know about? Yeah, a valley, a low range of land separating mountains or hills. Valleys often have a river flowing through. Ready for the next one? All right, here we go. Well, this is a plain. Yeah. It's a flat piece of land with very few trees. Plains are often turned into farmland. The Midwestern United States is largely plains. Yeah. Have you seen one of those? Yeah, those are plains. What else? Wow, cloud forest. A moist, always green forest constantly covered by clouds or fog. Most cloud forests are in Central America, but they can also be found in South America, Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Caribbean. Yeah. Have you been to one? Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Tiger seems to be having fun. I hope you are too. A cloud forest, a moist, always green forest, constantly covered by clouds or fog. Most cloud forests are in Central America, but they can also be found in South America, Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Caribbean. Yeah. What else? What else? Well, a fjord. A fjord is a long, narrow inlet of the sea in between frozen, icy cliffs. Norway is known for its beautiful and plentiful fjords. Yeah, I got to visit one of these when I traveled to New Zealand as well. Yeah, a fjord, a long, narrow inlet of the sea in between frozen, icy cliffs. Norway is known for its beautiful and plentiful fjords. Yeah, I hope you get to visit one too. And of course, too, if you do have any other information about all these land formations, places, share them, please. What about this one? Well, this is an atoll. Yeah, an atoll is a circle-shaped coral reef or group of islands that surrounds a lagoon. Atolls are formed by underwater volcanoes. Isn't that cool? Let me hold it right there. There we go. Yeah. Yes, these are atoll, a circle-shaped coral reef or group of islands that surrounds a lagoon. Atolls are formed by underwater volcanoes. Yeah. Wow. What about this one? An archipelago. Well, this is a group of islands. Usually, these islands are relatively close together, like pebbles thrown into the sea. Yeah. I'm not kicking myself because I was recently just looking at the, and if you know, please let me know about how this word is pronounced. And as I just saw that, and this was unrelated to this book. I was just looking at something else and it came up and it was like, it was talking about, words that are usually mispronounced. And this is one of them. But I am sticking with archipelago and I hope I'm getting it correct this time. Yes, a group of islands. Usually, these islands are relatively close together, like pebbles thrown into the sea. Yeah, they're ones that come to mind. Well, this book is just so beautiful. And then we have an estuary, an area where a river or stream carrying fresh water meets the saltwater ocean. Many fish, birds, crabs, and other creatures live in or near estuaries. Yeah, yeah. Did we know that was? Yeah, good. That is an estuary, an area where a river or a stream carrying fresh water meets the saltwater ocean. Many fish, birds, crabs, and other creatures live in or near estuaries. Yeah. Oh, what else do we have? Oh, how about an oasis? I was talking yesterday to my future mother-in-law, and we were talking about pronunciation of words, right? And this is another word that I would have said oasis when I lived in Zambia, and most of the times that's how we said it. I feel like that's how everybody said it. And now oasis has kicked in a little bit more as I've been living out here. So yeah, how do you pronounce it? How do you say it where you are? Oasis, a green, moist area in the middle of the desert. Water is found in an oasis, so it's sometimes called a watering hole. A thirsty traveler in the desert always hopes for an oasis. Yeah. I really love this spread. Can you see what the illustrator did on that one? Can you see the eye of the tiger? Yeah. Yeah. Taking us on this journey. Where are you going, tiger? An oasis, a green, moist area in the middle of the desert. Water is found in an oasis. It's sometimes called a watering hole. A thirsty traveler in the desert always hopes for an oasis. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lagoon. Yeah, this one came up earlier in one of the other in the descriptions of the other land formations. Do we know what this one is? Well, let's read it together. A large area of calm seawater. Lagoons are always close to or lead to bigger bodies of water like oceans or bays, but are separated from them by things like barrier islands, low sandbanks, or coral reefs. A lot of times people like to kayak or canoe on lagoons. Yeah. Yeah. You can look up and read up some more on all of these land formations. This is just the tip of the iceberg, right? Just a little scrape. A lagoon is a large area of calm seawater. Lagoons are always close to or lead to bigger bodies of water, like oceans or bays, but are separated from them by things like barrier islands, low sandbanks, or coral reefs. A lot of times people like to kayak or canoe on lagoons. Have you kayaked on a lagoon of late? Alpine Lake. Yeah, what are some popular ones that you know? Alpine Lake, a lake or reservoir high above sea level and surrounded by mountains. Alpine lakes tend to be very clear because of the cold mountain water that empties into them. Yeah. Can you think of ones near you? Yeah. Alpine lakes. A lake or reservoir high above sea level and surrounded by mountains. Alpine lakes tend to be very clear because of the cold mountain water that empties into them. Yeah. Oh, there's more. Yeah. Oh, this is another one. Chaparral. Chaparral. This is a group of shrubby bushes that are fit for dry summers and moist winters. Chaparrals are home to many animals like jackrabbits, coyotes, mule deer, and alligator lizards. Yeah. Have you been to one? Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, definitely reminds me of one of the pictures in one of the spreads in our book yesterday, Over and Under the Canyon. I think it opens up, and on that journey as well, it opens up into one of these land formations, right? Or one of these landforms. Yeah, chaparral. A group of shrubby bushes that are fit for dry summers and moist winters. Chaparrals are home to many animals like jackrabbits, coyotes, mule deer, and alligator lizards. What else? What else? Oh, we have the foothills. What are these? Well, a range of small hills at the foot of the mountain. Many mammals live on foothills, like mountain lions, bobcats, coyotes, and skunks. Yeah. Oh, and then we do have the largest spread of a vista. Yeah. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Yeah. That's a depiction of a vista. A vista is a view that is usually dramatic in scope. Often, a vista is an established viewing spot from atop a mountain ridge or mesa. From atop a mountain, ridge, or mesa. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, that is a vista. What else? What else do we have? Badlands. What are those? A region with limited vegetation and uniquely formed rough hills. Badlands are mostly found in the United States in southwestern South Dakota and northwestern Nebraska. Yeah, hope you get a chance to visit Badlands. I love the name, most of all. Badlands is a region with limited vegetation and uniquely formed rough hills. Badlands are mostly found in the United States in southwestern South Dakota and northwestern Nebraska. Yeah. What else is here? Wow. There's the tundra. Tundra, a flat area without trees that consists mostly of mosses and lichens, herbs, and dwarf shrubs. Tundras exist in frozen subsoil parts of North America, Asia, Europe, and the Arctic. Yeah. They're beautiful too. Yeah. A flat area without trees that consists mostly of mosses, lichens, herbs, and dwarf shrubs. Tundras exist in frozen subsoil parts of the of North America, Asia, Europe, and the Arctic. Yeah. So much to see in this world. So much. And dunes. Oh, hope you've gotten to see these at least. Wave-like sand formations that are created by wind. Most sand dunes are located near the sea or in a desert. And honestly, traveling in Namibia, seeing the sand dunes there was just amazing. One of the best in the world for sure. But yeah, where have you seen sand dunes? Yeah. At a beach near you? Sand dunes, wave-like sand formations that are created by wind. Most sand dunes are located near the sea or in the desert. Yeah. A ridge. Yeah. A ridge is a string of bills of mountains that form a continuous elevated range. The peaks of a ridge often have their own names. Altogether, the silhouette created by these mountains and hills is called the ridge line. Yeah. I was struggling to read that one a little bit. The print came out a little too faint. Yeah. A ridge line. Ridge. A ridge is a string of hills or mountains. Did I say bills initially? No, hills. My goodness. A string of hills or mountains that form a continuous elevated range. The peaks of a ridge The peaks of a ridge often have their own names. Altogether, the silhouette created by these mountains and hills is called the ridgeline. Yeah, I think we've shared a few ridgelines here on Storytime with the images in the intro and outro. Yeah. Where are we going, Tiger? Where next? Well, this is a gorge. It's a narrow ravine with steep sides surrounding a fast moving stream. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Just visited Russian Gorge in Mendocino recently. Yeah. A narrow ravine with steep sides surrounding a fast moving stream. Yeah. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, glaciers. Yeah. Have you seen any? Have you visited any? Can you see our friend Tiger up there? A glacier is a large mass of ice that moves very slowly, spreading out on a land surface. Glaciers leave behind valleys and unusual land formations. Yeah, stunning. Yeah, glaciers. A large landmass of ice that moves very slowly, spreading out on a land surface. Glaciers leave behind valleys and unusual land formations. Yeah. Where else? Take that sip of water. The journey continues. This is an isthmus. No, not Christmas, isthmus. A long, narrow strip of land that connects two bigger landmasses that are separated by water. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen one of those? Have you been on one of those? A long, narrow strip of land that connects two bigger landmasses that are separated by water. We call that an isthmus. Yes, Pamela Courtney. It is, isn't it? Amazing illustrations. I would have this book when I taught landforms. I know. I was so lucky to have it when I had the fourth grade class. It was fantastic. Oh, and this is a tiger. Taiga, not Tiger. This is a tiger, a swampy forest usually found in the northern parts of the globe, between tundras and steppes. The taiga is home to billions of trees and makes up one of the world's largest biomes. Yeah. Now I can't stop laughing at this. Must be my lucky day. Taiga, a swampy forest usually found in the northern parts of the globe, between tundras and steppes. The taiga is home to billions of trees and makes up one of the world's largest biomes. And yes, that is billions, the B. Billions, home to billions of trees. Well, and that is the end of our reading for today. I hope you enjoyed that journey. I hope we were reminded of a thing or two, or learned a thing or two, for sure. This one coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco, and of course, we're reading it with permission. Well, reading it with permission of Chronicle Books, and it is written by Dave Eggers and illustrations by Angel Chang. And this is the glossary that I was talking about at the end, and so I got to just print those out and then stick them onto the pages so we could go through a little bit quicker, right? But yeah, so once you get it, you can always go back and look at those as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Most of the better natural things in the world. Was yours covered? Are there more? Are there some that we did not? Well, thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I hope that this has given you that itch, the wish to go and just dig up some more, look up some more of these land formations and landscapes, and you get to enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. I got to play that words from the Little Rascals. Yes. Oh goodness, it's crazy that some of those shows, like you still were able to see them with later generations as well. So yeah, no, thank you for sharing that one, Pamela Courtney. Absolutely appreciate it. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to everybody too that was joining us this morning, thank you for being here with us on Storytime. And yeah, this is what Storytime is all about, right? Those memories, those stories, those books, the places we get to visit through the books. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the other side of this short break when we're back with more story time.
Have you ever wondered what makes you special? Maybe it's the color of your eyes. Maybe it's something that you can do, like sing. Well, with my brand new book, I See Me, you'll find out exactly what makes you awesomely special. Make sure you keep in touch with me on my social media handles and at Just in Time for Storytime. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pamela Courtney, indeed, for sharing that little bit there. Thank you indeed. And yeah. Now I can't stop. I can't stop thinking about this. Thank you so much for joining in. This has been Story Time for today. Absolutely appreciate the time that we get to spend together. And of course, hoping that you have a wonderful Thursday, whatever you're up to today. I hope that it is indeed a good one for you, a good one to you. And I hope that indeed you do get to check in on those loved ones. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Story Time. Kathy, thank you for being here. I hope you're well out there in Ohio, warming up, sunny. Sounds like perfect day brewing. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime, and to everybody else that is here later on for the recordings. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for choosing to be a part of Storytime, and I hope that you have a wonderful day as well. And if you have recommendations, please do, like Pamela did, let us know those books. Send in your messages, comment, let us know, so I can try and bring in those books that you are looking forward to. Yes, or some of your favorites, so that we can know about them too. Thank you indeed for joining in Storytime. Appreciate you, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the day. But please make a date. Don't forget to join us. We're back again tomorrow with another exciting story. This one coming back to Storytime. Yes, for what? The billionth time? What can the citizen do? This one from Dave Eggers and Sean Harris, and cannot wait to share that one as well, coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you indeed for being here. This has been Storytime for today. Appreciations all around. Please have yourselves a wonderful rest of the day, and remember, we do have a book that we are waiting for. Excited for this one, coming out on May 20th. Pamela Courtney, Tony D. Chambers, Farah Strauss, and Giroux. Please do ask your local librarians to stock this one. And of course, if you're able, find it where you find books. A season for fishing, a fish fry tradition, coming out May 20th. Congratulations one more time, Pamela Courtney, on this amazing book coming our way. This has been Storytime for today, and I will see you again when we're back tomorrow with another exciting story. Much love from me, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all of your stories, some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.